The morning of August 24th, 79 AD, began like any other on the Italian coast. The sun rose over Pompeii, illuminating a thriving Roman metropolis waking to the start of a busy summer day. Nearly 20,000 residents called this coastal hub home. They walked along paved stone roads, bathed in massive public thermae, and gathered by the thousands in this enormous amphitheater for games and public spectacles. The city's wealthy merchants lived in sprawling villas, their walls decorated with vibrant, intricate murals, and their floors paved with detailed mosaics. In the commercial districts, the day's first chores were already underway. Shopkeepers tallied their ledgers, and the scent of fresh bread filled the air. Bread that, in some bakeries, would sit in the ovens for centuries. As the city went about its morning routines, none of these people knew they were living through their final hours. They were unaware of the threat towering right beside them. To the north of the city stood Mount Vesuvius. To the people of Pompeii, it was simply a towering green mountain, whose volcanic slopes made the surrounding soil exceptionally fertile for farming. The Roman vocabulary did not even contain a word for volcano. They had no concept that beneath those lush slopes, millions of tons of magma were boiling, building immense pressure in the dark. The earth had given them warnings. 17 years earlier, in 62 AD, a massive earthquake fractured parts of the city, but the citizens saw it as an isolated event. They cleared the rubble, repaired the broken walls, and carried on. Then, in the summer of 79 AD, the signs escalated. The city's water table dropped. Springs that had flowed for decades suddenly dried up. Strange, deep rumbles echoed from beneath the stone roads. Rather than evacuate, the population relied on their past experiences. They assumed these were routine tremors. By interpreting these warning signs as harmless anomalies, they chose to carry on as usual. At approximately 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a deafening explosion shattered the quiet. The entire upper half of Mount Vesuvius blew apart. A violent column of smoke, pulverized rock, and fire blasted upward into the atmosphere. It reached a height of 33 kilometers, far above the cruising altitude of modern commercial airplanes. Across the Bay of Naples, a Roman administrator named Pliny the Younger watched the disaster unfold, writing down exactly what he saw. He described a massive dark cloud rising like a great pine tree, with a tall trunk splitting into wide branches at the top. Today, scientists name this specific hyper-explosive event after him, a Plinian eruption. Soon, the sky above Pompeii began to rain debris. Lightweight pumice stones and dense gray ash pelted the streets, rapidly accumulating on rooftops and burying the stone roads. The sheer density of the falling ash absorbed all incoming sunlight. Within hours, a bright summer afternoon was swallowed by absolute blackness, trapping the panicked population. Realizing the danger, a chaotic scramble began. Crowds rushed blindly through the darkened streets toward the harbor, desperate to secure a boat and row out into the bay. But escape was an immense physical challenge. The elderly could not navigate the deepening ash. Enslaved people remained chained to their posts. Mothers clutching infants were physically unable to endure the crush of the fleeing crowds. Others made a calculated choice to stay. Looking at their thick stone walls and solid roofs, they reasoned that sheltering indoors was safer than braving the rain of rocks outside. It was a logical decision that proved fatal. As feet of heavy ash piled against doorways and collapsed loosened roofs weight, those secure walls became inescapable tombs. The true end arrived in the middle of the night. Having expelled millions of tons of material, the massive ash column above the volcano finally collapsed in on itself. The mountain unleashed a pyroclastic flow, a catastrophic avalanche of superheated gas, ash, and boulders roaring down the slopes. This wave tore across the landscape at speeds reaching 200 kilometers per hour, carrying internal temperatures of up to 800 degrees Celsius. It hit the city faster than anyone could run or hide. The 2,000 citizens still trapped inside Pompeii were engulfed in a blinding wall of heat, killed in a fraction of a second. The extreme thermal shock caused their muscles to instantly contract. This violent, sudden end is why their final moments were perfectly frozen in place beneath the ash. The city lay buried for 1,700 years. When massive archaeological excavations finally began, the sheer volume of ash revealed something haunting. The victims' bodies had long since decayed, leaving exact, human-shaped cavities in the hardened earth. In 1863, an Italian archaeologist named Giuseppe Fiorelli poured liquid plaster directly into these empty voids. The resulting casts pulled the victims out of the past. Mothers holding children, people covering their faces, and even animals were brought to the surface, locked in their exact poses of agony. The ash preserved the minute details of the city's daily infrastructure. Excavators uncovered bakeries with loaves still in the oven, election campaign posters on street corners, and vividly painted murals inside public bathhouses. Among the ruins, etched directly into the stonework in bright red paint, excavators found ancient graffiti. One simple phrase captured the city's lost spirit, translating to, "It's nice to live here." Pompeii remains the most detailed record of Roman society ever found. It provides proof that 2 millennia ago, humans ate, argued, loved, and lived their daily lives exactly as we do today. Today, Mount Vesuvius still towers over the Italian coastline, quiet and green, just as it was in 79 AD. The stakes are high. The sprawling modern city of Naples now sits directly in the volcano's blast radius, home to more than 3 million people. And despite the silence, geologists classify Vesuvius as a highly active volcano. The magma chamber is still there. It is only a matter of time before it wakes up again. The ruins of Pompeii stand as a permanent, frozen monument. They remind us that no matter how complex or prosperous our civilizations become, nature always holds the ultimate power.